FM, AM 610, the sports animal. If you wanted to join us on the interwebs, you can do that in about 60 seconds, as we're almost set up right now. Sorry for the inconvenience, all of our digital friends of the show. Forrest Stolting in the house.
What's going on, Albuquerque? How you doing out there?
Mr. Everything at the Albuquerque Isotopes. What is the happenings this week, my friend?
Man, we got a lot going on. This is, if you can believe it or not, this is our only homestand in the month of June.
This is a bummer.
Right? I don't see how the scheduling gods put this in our favor, but only 6 games in June at Isotopes Park.
So you're telling me if I want to enjoy some nice, before it's too hot summer baseball, this is the week.
Well, I mean, it's never too hot. I mean,
True.
Come on.
But still, yeah, this is for the next 3 weeks. This is going to be your only Isotopes fix. Tuesday to Sunday, 6:35. Tuesday to Saturday, and 6:05 on Sunday. We got a whole lot going on. Beginning with Wednesday, it's a day game, 12:05. I know that's one of your favorites, Van.
Oh, any day game. That's my jam.
Come on down to the park, play a little hooky from your boss. We won't tell them. Secret's safe with us. Then on Friday, we got a hat giveaway. It's a very cool retro-looking hat. The first 3,000
I want
fans.
one.
Yeah,
I want it. I want it.
Hat,
I want
man.
it.
I like this yellow brim.
Yeah, so like little neon yellow, right?
Yeah.
And then the white in front, and then some blue around the back. And
Oh,
the
dang.
Isotopes logo is like all various different colors. It's super cool.
This might be my favorite isotope hat ever.
You better get in line early for the first 3,000 on Friday.
On the 13th of Friday too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my God! Are we having a horror cosplay contest?
We're giving out unlucky prizes to fans all game long in honor of Friday the 13th.
That's a
What?
great idea.
And here's some of the prizes we're giving out: bags of dirt from RGCU Field,
Wait, that's awesome.
That's cool.
broken bats,
That's
That's
not unlucky.
game-used baseballs,
Oh.
misfit giveaways,
Okay.
and you might get a sprinkling of autographed baseballs as well from your favorite Isotopes players as well. But
Okay, so you get to empty out the old prize closet is what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're-
I like
spring
this.
cleaning, right? Well, give me a little
You're-
treat this year.
You're dumping your trash on Isotopes fans, but lucky for them, it is awesome trash.
It's the best trash you're ever going to find.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, it is still technically spring.
Yeah.
Just barely.
So it's
Just
you
barely.
For sure.
just they're barely getting in for spring cleaning. So basically, you're trying to promote some luck on an unlucky day.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, we're turning the tables on its head, right?
So
The turntables have turned.
now hear me
Something like that.
hear me out. Hear me out, Forrest. If I wanted to go play catch
Yeah.
with my son Jake Cassio
Yeah.
on Sunday, I could do that, right?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
5 to 5:30. Father's pregame catch on the field. Come on down section. I believe it's 116 or 115, right by the dugouts on either side. You have 30 minutes to play. Little catch in the outfield. One of the most coolest moments of the year, I think, seeing all the dads and sons and daughters and moms out there playing some catch on the grass at Isotopes Park. Man, it's just so wholesome.
Well,
So-
other than playing catch with you, Van, I'm gonna bring my mother with me, who's also my father, and
Okay.
play some catch with her on the field
As
because
you
that
should.
she taught me how to throw a baseball.
That definitely classifies.
And she is a bad mother father.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she is.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
she
that a
is.
lot.
And then I see on that Saturday though, before Father's Day, we got a little mariachi.
Mariachi.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got
They
that
were
roll,
super
yeah.
close.
Close, yeah.
Mariachi.
Sorry, I'm still working on the non-gringo side of me.
It's like a, like them, like a Mexican guitar guy, like one of those guys. What do you call it?
A guitar.
That is, that's what it is.
Yeah, Saturday's a mariachi's night. It's Dia de los Niños, Day of
Ooh.
the Kids.
Oh.
Because as we all know, mariachis, they're for the kids.
I think they're for everyone,
But
also, yeah, for
but
sure.
Do you get
Yeah.
the reference?
I understand the
Yeah, yeah,
reference.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Van should understand the reference.
Oh,
That's his
you-
time era.
Are we doing Trick Daddy jokes? Is this Trick
It's
Daddy
for the
stuff?
ki- it's
Is
for the
Trick
kids.
love the
For
kids?
the kids.
Okay. Para los niños.
See.
Yeah.
Yes, we have all kinds of themed kids' funs throughout the game that night. Also going to have post-game fireworks Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday as well, we're having our Juneteenth celebration, giving out 1,000 rally towels thanks to the Black Commerce of New Mexico.
That's cool.
Big Boss Hot Links food truck's going to be there on Sunday as well in the berm. So we're going to have a lot of fun festivities this week. And then we're debuting this week a new little food special.
What?
Oh, get out of here.
Yep. So we're calling it our 3 for 3.
Oh, I'm already in. Anything that has a number for a number, I'm in. So tell me about this 3 for 3.
Yeah, so select menu items like hot dogs, fountain drinks, pretzel bites, some novelty ice cream items, stuff like that. They're going to be $3 from when gates open till the 3rd inning. So a huge discount on all these items for the first 3 innings of game.
Now, how long is this special running?
As for the rest of the season, as far as I know.
What?
Yeah.
So you're saying get there before even the first innings goes down.
If you get there when gates open, it's live. Go for it.
Oh my God.
So you could come find my truck in the parking lot. I'll be pre-gaming. So we'll walk in together.
Yep.
And we'll get a little 3 for 3.
Yeah.
You get a soda, a dog, and a little ice cream cone.
Oh yeah.
And does beer count? Is beer part of the 3?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, because I'm gonna have some in the parking lot anyways.
Perfect.
That's fine.
That means I can have as much soda as I can have.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a soda guy now.
Cheat day.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. 16-ounce fountain drink.
Yeah, that's like having beer.
Don't they got the taupe sizes too? Like the orbit size, like the big dogs? Those aren't $3.
Those are not $3.
You can't have a souvenir. Come on, you can't have a souvenir cup for $3.
These are just the typical
Get out of here.
Cups, right?
Well, I mean, anytime I see a souvenir cup, I gotta get it.
Yeah, I mean everything's a souvenir cup with the right attitude.
Yeah,
I like
true.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think I own a single piece of glassware that isn't a souvenir cup. That's plastic.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. What else we got going on, Forrest?
On Friday, we have our our autograph session, our weekly autograph session from 5:40 to 6 o'clock. We've had so many fun giveaways. The baseball cards team sets out, so we're gonna have some guys from that team set be signing autographs by the third base alcove, third base entrance from 5:40 to 6 o'clock. That's going to be a lot of fun. Fireworks night Saturday and Sunday, 6:05 first pitch on Sunday. I think we've covered the gamut of
That is so. When you do the guys who autograph, you can't like pick them ahead of time, right? Because you don't know who's playing. Like you're at the behest of Brother Pilo.
I'm essentially picking the guys out when I get the lineup from Pilo, either Wednesday or Thursday night or Friday morning, pretty much. So, but I can also pick if it's a starting pitcher. I have a rotation a few days in advance, so I can maybe pick a starting day, or if I know a reliever's still on Wednesday or Thursday, he won't go Friday.
Yeah, relievers take like 15 minutes to warm up.
Exactly.
You just run right out. That's super easy.
Yeah.
Now, have our Albuquerque Isotopes felt the impact of the recent little run the Colorado Rockies went on?
Yeah, I would say so because, in recent weeks, they've taken Sam Hilliard. They've taken Keston Hira.
Yeah.
They've taken Ryan Ritter.
Oh, that one's a bummer for me.
Player of the month.
I didn't get to see him enough.
Yeah, he's
not enough.
Is everybody bummed? I mean, I'm sure everyone's happy for him.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of miss him, though, right?
Of course. He's a great guy to have in the clubhouse. Super funny, laid back. Yeah, he's an electric guy to have in the clubhouse and on the field. I mean, he hit lead off every game for us except for 3 when Tovar was here rehabbing.
So it sounds like a lot of this Colorado Rockies success is isotope born.
Oh, for sure.
I love it.
Carson Palmquist was going well up there as well. Tanner Gordon before he went on the IL a couple of days ago. They have at least 5 to 6 of our guys just in the last 2 or 3 weeks that have gone up have played a huge impact with the Rockies. So it's great to see.
I think Dollander's due for a couple gyms in a row.
He is.
He's got electric stuff.
He just came back from the IL. He had a little inflammation, I believe, in his shoulder, but only missing 15 days. But he's one that's going to pop off eventually, man. He's got just amazing stuff. 99-mile-an-hour fastball, wipeout slider. He's got the goods.
Like Beck and Doyle, like these guys are gonna get hot. Like they're too talented. Like I think growing pains is what we're seeing. The Rockies lineup, the Rockies roster is not as bad as their record indicates.
No, and if you look at how many games they've lost by 2 runs or fewer, like they've over the last 3 weeks, they've probably played 10 to 12 games within 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah.
Well, they're just missing that one big hit. And that's it.
It feels like they're taking the approach of, you know what, this is a brand new season moving forward. They had their start, and that won't define where they're going for the rest of the season.
I mean, if you look at like XWRC plus, they should be performing way better. Jake, their BABIP is atrocious, dude. It is awful. They're barreling way more balls, and their exit velocity is playing a lot hotter than the results are showing.
Look at this guy over here throwing out some analytical terms
So-
on us.
I know.
Took a deep dive, huh?
Anyone
You
else who
guys
had
look like Josh Hughes.
anyone out there who had no idea what I was talking about, text me during the break 505-246-0610. I'll explain it like you're 5.
I love that.
These are hitting the ball hard.
Yes, they're doing well.
Yeah.
They're hitting the
ball does.
You're welcome. I'll draw a diagram during the commercial break.
He gets on base.
Yeah, he gets.
Yeah, that's what I took away from everything you just said.
Playing first base is incredibly easy. Tell him, Wash.
Incredibly hard. One of the best lines in the movie ever, honestly.
Forrest Stolting, you're the best. We'll see you at the ballpark on Friday.
Yes,
I will
sir.
probably be there multiple times this week.
Better see you on Wednesday for that day game at noon.
You know I'll be there for a day game.
Love that.
I'm gonna try to get out of my meeting on Wednesday to be there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We can have Orbit write you an excuse me note.
That would be actually pretty cool. I would appreciate that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use it for more than just getting out of work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be using it all the time.
I'll put it in his ear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Bring $9 to the ballpark. You can get 3 things.
Yeah.
It's super
You're
exciting.
gonna just fill up that quick. It's good. It's the best deal we've had in a long time for food, I think.
Forrest Stolting, Albuquerque Isotopes. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank y'all, boys.
When we get back, more NBA talk. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
Go. Well, you handsome devil. I like that polo.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal. Van Nunley, Jake Cassio, Zay Johnson, talking sports and sports adjacent content with you all day. Got a great program talking NBA, talking MLB, talking NFL offseason. Aaron Rodgers forced his way back into the conversation, so we'll talk about that as well. I had a couple weeks off of Aaron Rodgers. It felt really good.
It felt awesome.
It felt nice.
Well, you're always due for a couple weeks off of Aaron Rodgers because he doesn't want to go to minicamp.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Only thing mini he wants to do is microdose psychedelics.
Yeah.
That's like the only mini thing that he does.
And being a quarterback these days.
He was league average last year. And for the Steelers, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want.
Oklahoma City did Oklahoma City stuff last night, embarrassing the Pacers. No fourth quarter comeback this time. That's how I feel the rest of the series will be.
Yeah. Pacers got lucky in game 1 with a miraculous comeback.
Yeah.
But the real prophecy of OKC and Shea holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy is one step closer. And we got 3 more games to go to make this happen.
You know, I saw the funniest thing today, and I never would have thought about it on my own. You see the last 9 MVP winners don't have tattoos.
What?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say aren't American.
Not that too.
Yeah, that too.
That
but
also. Well, it's even stretches even further. Yeah, the last 9 MVPs have 0 tattoos.
So you're saying Swaggy P was onto something.
So Steph Curry was the last one to have tattoos,
and it's
he barely it's the
tattoo.
tiniest little scribble on his wrist that I have no idea what it says.
Well, who knows how much that ink is really weighing people down? You know, they got to have that freedom of range to get the ball up. You know, I think that might be it.
Aerodynamicy.
Are you saying tattoos are bad decisions, eh?
Arbitrary? So Steph Curry went back-to-back in 14-15 and 15-16. And then we get Russell Westbrook, his triple-double season.
Mm-hmm.
No tattoos. James Harden, big surprise to me.
Yeah, huge surprise. Actually, no.
I just assumed it would be like Post Malone underneath that beard.
Underneath the beard, yeah. That's why he hasn't shaved it, because it's like a really embarrassing tattoo.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Altuve's tattoo.
Yeah.
Then Giannis, back-to-back, no tattoos. Jokic, back-to-back, no tattoos.
That's the shocker to me.
Giannis or Jokic?
Jokic.
Oh, his brothers for sure.
His brothers for sure covered in tats. Maybe that's why they never made it to the league, because they're all the same size.
Yeah. His brothers definitely have star tattoos on top of their knees.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Or like on their pecs, and it's like the red and black ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sign of being in the Russian mafia.
Yeah.
That's why I said if you have stars on your knees. Okay, Giannis, Jokic, no tattoos. Joel Embiid, no tattoos. Jokic again, and now SGA this year, no tattoos. So
now I want to see SGA get a tattoo and see if he can do the 2-peat.
Ooh, break the chain.
Can he break the chain of the tattoo dialogue? I would get MVP tattooed on me.
Having unmarked skin is like the opposite of the Madden curse.
Yeah. That's why LeBron, who should have won a majority of those MVPs, didn't win any, because he has all those tattoos, the chosen one tattoo.
Don't desecrate your temple, Bubby.
Yeah, well, they're allowed to get buried at the the mortuary, the morgue.
They can.
It's called.
Yeah. Have their service at the temple.
Yeah, the synagogue.
This is obviously happenstance. This is obviously just chance, but it's weird to me because you watch a basketball game, and if they zoom in on any player, just neck down, tattoos. But for some reason, the last MVPs, 9 years in a row, no tats. This is bonkers to me.
Well, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick for my own sake.
What, you don't believe me?
No, I'm looking up a certain player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, talk us through it.
Jalen Brunson does have tattoos. Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks. Looks like Jalen will not be winning MVP next year.
Well, first off, He's from the United States of America.
True.
And he has tattoos, so he's out.
Yeah, he's
They can't.
over 2 now.
I can't. He
Yeah.
just can't.
He has a portrait of Dennis Rodman from the movie Double Team.
I'm sorry, what?
That's what Jalen Brunson's tattoo is.
Oh, my
a
God.
Portrait of Dennis Rodman from the movie Double Team.
Well, he's not getting the MVP or the respect of his peers with that tattoo.
Michael Jordan was in a fraternity.
Is that accurate?
That's a win for the frat bros. That's a win for my
Alpha
fraternity culture.
Chi Omega.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
No, mine was Phi Gamma Delta.
Are you still friends with the friends you paid for in college?
You know what? I actually never paid. I never paid my dues. Yeah. So if anything, I kind of got the experience for free.
Oh, you're like Trump and Elon with taxes.
Yeah.
But your fraternity dues.
Mhm, exactly. Yeah. I didn't pay a single dime. And then we got kicked off campus. So it kind of worked out.
Okay.
I got the whole, and then we stayed friends after getting kicked off campus. And then I didn't have to pay for those friendships other than just, the occasional round at the bar.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's good friendship right there.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be one of those guys that picks up, a round
Yeah.
at the bar, then I don't want to be friends with you.
Whenever it's your turn to get a keg of Keystone Light
Yeah.
at the toga party,
Mhm.
yeah, you're up. Next man up.
Yeah. I got to go run to the bathroom real quick, guys. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Beer barrels at Howie's,
Beer
baby.
barrels at Howie's. I'm glad you got to experience that.
Howie's is incredible, man.
Yeah. It's
I highly recommend it.
it's the place where you can have one kind of weekend and go in and have a completely different kind of weekend the following week, and none of the judgment from the previous weekend comes with you.
Alcohol is a problem and a solution, literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, you're playing doctor today.
All right.
You're playing chemist.
Actual basketball talk
Yeah.
when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
That's something I want my life.
We were running behind a tiny bit. Wanted to reset. Program. Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to 95.9 FM AM 610, The Sports Animal. SGA, Shia LaBeouf, Gilgamesh, Alejandro did MVP things yesterday, going 11 of 21 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, and then free throw merchant, 11 of 12 from the charity stripe.
It all came down to the free throws in that game, man. The Pacers missed 10 more free throws than the Thunder.
You are exactly right. Indiana Pacers, 19 of 26 from the charity stripe, 73%. And Oklahoma City, 29 of 33. That's incredible.
Yeah,
As a team, 87%. That's going to win a lot of basketball games.
And their stats are pretty identical, honestly, other than, the rebounds were a little skewed, but everything else was pretty much just bar for bar. It came down to the free throws and it came down to the MVP. That was the moment for the Thunder to start going on this next 3-game run they're about to go on.
The Thunder are just better.
So much better.
They're better. They're deeper. Like,
they're bigger.
At the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, when they're giving their studs a break, their bench comes in and their bench outplays Indiana. And they still had their starters in, like trying to go on a run while the second team was in and just couldn't do it. Oklahoma City is so deep.
It's a bad night when you see the bottom 3 guys on a roster have at least 2 minutes.
Yes.
Played.
Yeah.
When JB comes in. Yeah, the pace. Well, have you seen the new nickname they're trying to force down our throats with Tyrese Halliburton?
Okay,
They're
go
trying
ahead.
to call him the Moment.
The Moment.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it.
NBA Twitter or NBA X or Blue Sky or NBA Truth have already kind of decided on Tyrese Halliburton's new nickname, but the NBA is smart in saying they're not going to use that one.
Yeah.
It's the nickname I called him last week on this show.
Okay. Is it an expletive?
No.
Okay, what is it?
The Haliban.
Okay. Yeah. Not exactly.
Yeah.
Not
Close.
really encouraged in this sensitive time we live in.
No. So now
But,
they decided that they're going to call Tyrese Halliburton the Moment because he's had a couple of really great moments in this playoff run.
All season.
All season, yeah.
He's 12 of 14 on game winners this season. That is stupid. 13 of 15 now? Okay.
Insane.
The Moment is kind of cool, but here's the problem. He's not going to be on this tear his whole career.
No.
So he's just setting himself up for failure if he embraces that nickname.
Yeah, no. And if anything, I say keep calling him the Moment. Keep calling him that so I can see the downfall of Tyrese Halliburton and his father. And honestly, the Moment is a very fitting for him because this is the only moment he's ever going to have in his NBA career.
Sure. I mean, Robert Horry did it like twice, and he's Big Shot Rob forever.
Yeah.
Forever he gets to be Big Shot Rob. He missed so many.
But that nickname's way cooler.
Than the Moment?
Yeah. Whoa, Big Shot Rob over the Moment any day of the week.
I like the Moment.
I think the NBA is going through a nickname problem right now.
That's like
nickname
this.
crisis.
The sequel to The Notebook.
Yeah.
the Moment.
The Moment, yeah.
A little soft, huh?
Which is honestly perfect for Tyrese Halliburton because, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, he's a good player. He's a good floor general. He does really good at that. But I'm not expecting Tyrese Halliburton to go out there and get more than 25 points a game. And you best believe whoever's running the Indiana Pacers, if it's not the ghost of Larry Bird still, they're going to extend him. They're going to extend him, and it's going to be a fat contract.
I mean, Halliburton didn't have a bad game. Not enough points, not enough assists. Usually if he has a low point game, he has double-digit assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he has a ton of points, And then he is the shot maker for that game. He kind of was average on both last game, and he has to be excellent. Him and Siakam have to be excellent
In
to
order
beat the
to be close. Well, yeah, they have Luens Dort. They have Alex Caruso, who's
Caruso's a dude.
Yeah, Caruso. He can go out there and get points, and then he can also be the number one defender on the team. And don't forget about my guy Isaiah Joe.
You're going Isaiah Joe, huh? All of 6 minutes?
Yeah.
6 minutes in?
Isaiah Joe.
But those were a lockdown 6 minutes.
They were locked down 6 minutes, man.
They did nothing when Isaiah Joe played his 6 minutes.
When Isaiah Joe was out on the court during the regular season, he was a force to be reckoned with, okay? He's like a mini Luens Dort.
Okay, no steals, no blocks, and a turnover. He's a dude.
Yeah. And, hey, he had 1 rebound and 2 points.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. We're going to keep unpackaging the big game last night, and we're going to look forward and talk a little more NBA Finals. 1 hour in the books, hour and a quarter to go. Having a lot of fun with it today. Van Nunley, Jake Cassio, Zay Johnson. Fred's not here. He's out helping some childrens today. I'll be gone tomorrow. I got a little quick family excursion. I'll be back on Wednesday hanging out with you. I'm going to come right back into town on Wednesday. I'm going straight to the day game at Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park.
Well, when I get that get out of work card from Orbit that I can use any day of the week, even on baseball season, I'm gonna be there with you.
So I will just forge one for you.
No, I want the real one.
You want the real one?
I don't commit identity.
He usually only makes them for children, but
I am kind of like the child of the
you
show.
are very immature. You need help. 5 o'clock coming up. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. I hit that button.
sports animal.
Welcome back, friend of the show. You listen to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. If you're clocking out right now, just got in your car, take a deep breath. You did it again. You made it through another Monday, and the boys are proud of you.
I am so proud of you.
Jake Cassio, who's never had a real job in his entire life, is proud of you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I was looking for a Nintendo Switch 2 all weekend. You can't find it. So naturally, what I thought about doing was just buying all the Nintendo Switch 2 like Pro controllers, which look like Xbox controllers, and just buying all those up,
Okay.
and then flipping those to all the people that have a Switch 2.
You're scalping Nintendos? Is that what you're doing?
Nintendo Switch 2 controllers.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Switch 2s, but the controllers.
There's like a rash of Pokemon scalpers in this
Oh,
country right now.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole enterprise. It's its own economy.
So they release new box sets every couple months or so, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
just released a new one, and they are already 50% above market or like retail price
Yeah.
on like eBay and all that, unopened and all
I know.
that.
I was right after Pokemon got really big. So like I kind of missed that wave. I doubt I would have rode the wave. I don't think it's for me, but I get the appeal. But if you are an adult and you are taking boxes of Pokemon cards away from a child so you can resell them on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatever for pennies, I mean for whatever the resale value is, you are a loser of epic proportion.
They are healing their
This
inner
is-
child.
No.
Yeah,
If
this
you're
is
gonna
retail therapy.
No, if you're gonna buy Pokemon cards and play Pokemon, God bless you. Like everyone needs a hobby. But if you're buying up all the Pokemon cards and there's some kid behind you in line and you don't leave him one box of Pokemon cards to buy because he just wants to play. He doesn't want to scalp them and make money off of other neckbeard losers.
Tell them to play the online trading game.
Now, you're gonna tell a child.
Yeah.
You're gonna look a child. This is what you're doing,
I'm
Jake.
gonna look him in the eyes and I'm gonna say, look what I have.
Yeah.
I have blue and yellow gold in my hands right here, kid, with the Pokemon ball in the middle.
Yeah.
I said, there is value in here. You wouldn't know what to do with $150 extra in your pocket.
Yeah. And then he's gonna turn around and look up at his dad and he's gonna say, "Is this what a loser is, Dad?" And he's gonna go, "Yes, son. This is what a loser is."
Yeah, because the dad is there to scalp the boxes too, and he's only going to give the kid one of the boxes.
He is a loving father,
so that he can go through all the boxes, and
supporting his child's hobby.
You mean his dad's hobby? Because that's what it really is.
Gotta-
Pokemon is not a kid's game anymore. Pokemon is for men.
It is only a kid's game.
No,
You are a inner child yelling. You should have went and laid concrete with me today.
I should have.
Instead of like trying to instead of trying to scout Pokemon cards at Target, you should have came with me.
You mean my other
and I would
job?
slowly turn you into a man instead of scalping Pokemon cards.
Yeah, well, you know what? How much is that block of concrete worth? Not how much a reverse hollow SIR Mewtwo Giovanni card would be. That's what.
Zay, is that what it sounds like when I'm talking about sabermetrics from baseball? Is that what it sounds like? Do I sound like that big of a dork when I talk about baseball? Okay, thanks for that.
Pokemon, there's a lot of value in Pokemon. Okay, I work with the guy.
Yeah, thanks to the scalpers.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not.
All they're gonna do.
I have the inside delivery routes.
This happened to baseball cards in the 90s.
Yeah, and
they're just going to keep printing more and more Pokemon cards until they're worthless.
And I went to Costco the other day, and I was looking for Pokemon cards as well too. Not a single box of Pokemon cards. 100 tops 2025 boxes. Hundreds. No one collects baseball cards anymore. You mean Beanie Babies?
Now hold on. I learned about this yesterday.
Webkins?
No, hold on. Give me a second.
Oh no, the palms.
No, hold on. It's gonna pop up on my algorithm
It's
because
like the Squishmallows.
I Googled it yesterday, and then boy did I screw up my algorithm. I heard about this from a Hooters waitress. They're called Labubu's.
Labubu's, yeah.
Labubu's.
They were talking about that at the bar I bartended at the other day.
See,
too.
why is this a conversation at bars now?
I
This information has been introduced to me, and I don't want it. Like, I don't want to know about this, but here I am having knowledge of Pokemon scalping and Labubu resellers.
Okay, but what's cooler, Labubu's or Pokemon cards?
These things do look kind of cool, man.
What?
Like if I was
That's
like
not a Charizard.
if I was a weird kid, they're reselling these things too on the market. Like some other dork is like going to Target the day they drop. Like why? First off, resellers ruin Jordans. By the way,
Yeah, well,
Just-
I noticed that too the other day at the mall. I was
Nike and Jordan flooded the market with more shoes. Now they're worthless.
worthless.
The
Yeah,
same
you can
thing's
buy a
gonna
pair of
happen.
Jordan 6s now for $70 at the mall.
It's dumb. It is crazy how they ruin the shoe market. The same thing is going to happen to Pokemon. And now
Pokemon goes through waves though. Pokemon it was like super collectible at first, and then it died, and then it like had a moment in the pandemic, and then it died, and then the last year it's been back.
That's a
Oh,
Labubu.
what? It
Yeah.
looks like where the wild things are.
Okay, that is very close. So what a Labubu is, and we'll try to describe it in a way, is it's a stuffed animal adjacent thing. It does look like the Where the Wild Things Are
Yeah,
character.
that's what I thought it was.
I can't remember the name of the character.
Max?
The Wild Thing,
I don't
Max, the Wild Thing, or
The
something.
Beast, James
Okay.
Gandolfini's character. in the
Yes,
movie.
that guy. Yes, that one. Rest in power, King. But it has like a creepy doll face.
Yeah, I don't like those.
This is going to give children nightmares.
Yeah, that's what kids are playing with nowadays. They're not concerned about Pokemon.
The one that I'm looking at has weird bumpy eyebrows,
Oh,
like a Czech boxer who got punched in the face a bunch.
kind of like Anthony Davis.
No, those are eyebrows.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's got like big lumps above. What do you call that? Like the Cro-Magnon kind of lump above your eyes. I forget what that's called.
Your sinus.
Orbital bone or
Well,
something. I don't know.
That's like a real thing. Like you get like little bumps put in your like face for fashion or something.
Oh, like body modification
body
stuff.
modification stuff.
Yeah, miss me with that.
Yeah, no.
You seen the donut forehead people?
Yeah,
That's the wildest one.
or the split tongue. That's
Yeah.
the one that kind of
How-
freaks me out.
How can you like walk around public with a straight face with that on your forehead? Because I'm gonna boop you.
Because
I'm gonna boop you right in the middle of that forehead donut.
The same way I'm walking into the Target aisle to check all the Pokemon cards and shove kids out of the way to get my box set.
Oh, just as proud as Jason Tatum after a championship.
Yeah.
Just walking in with all that swagger.
Are proud as a New York Knicks fan
Yeah.
after making it to the Eastern Conference Finals and burning the city down.
Jake Cassio with his box of Pokemon cards goes through the line at Target and says, "We did it!"
Anything's possible. Scalpers, this is for you.
Hey, scalpers out there listening, save some for the kids. I get it. You got a hobby.
hey,
you got a hobby that can make
if
you a
you-
couple bucks.
If you really love your kids, go on eBay and buy the scalped price sets.
No,
That's true love right there, buying it at past retail price.
no, your kids don't deserve that. Your kids should be able to get it at fair market price, not this jacked up resale value.
Well, some smart stores that this method hasn't hit Albuquerque yet for some reason, but they limit you from how many you can purchase.
That's incredible.
And that's like the real solution to all of this.
Yeah.
But we only do that with eggs here or toilet paper.
Well, some neckbeard is going to like go buy 2 Pokemon boxes at Target and then walk right in with glasses and a fake Jake Cassio mustache. "Well, I'll take 2 more boxes, please."
Yeah. Why do you think I wear this? Mustache isn't real, Van. This is glued on every morning so I can get more boxes of Pokemon cards.
You know how Zay has like a bunch of emails so he can get Netflix for free all the time? It's the same thing with like debit cards and Pokemon hustlers. There's like they could keep running the card, just be running different cards.
Yeah.
You can't get maxed out if you're on a different card all the time.
Smart move.
These Labubus are so creepy.
Girl collectibles are not as cool as guy collectibles.
Now, I think these are unisex. What up, Zay?
Oh, he's holding it up
Yes.
on the other side of the glass.
Are those Funko Pops?
Yeah, I
I
don't think
thought-
those are
no.
Funko Pops. Those guys have the big. Those are just action figures.
Yeah, those are you have action figures. Those are sports toys. I think Funko Pops are the short little stubby ones with
Yeah.
the black eyes.
Yeah. And it's why would you get a Brooklyn Nets
Yeah.
Kevin Durant action figure?
It was a gift. Yeah, that was very rude what they did to Larry Bird. They made that one so small.
The Magic Johnson one was the same size as Kevin Durant.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I have one Funko Pop. It is Jose Altuve and it's life size. Okay, dang. Funko vinyl figure.
So they're a little bit. So those are like the premium ones. Well, I know those ones aren't getting scalped.
Yeah, especially if they're just giving them to Zay.
Yeah.
Also, you got a Kevin Durant in a Nets jersey, so it's like that's thrift store stuff right there.
I saw a guy in a James Harden Nets jersey the other day, and I had to give him a fist bump and go, "Sorry, it couldn't happen, man."
Oh man.
He didn't.
Yeah, they played like 12 games together. Like
Yeah.
Kyrie, Harden, and Durant, like were never on the court at the same time.
Yeah, never. Even in that Eastern Conference Finals run, it was just Kevin Durant out there.
And look, that's not the method in NBA basketball anymore. Like that's not how you win. You win by having an incredible deep bench,
Yeah.
like the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing. And we're going to talk some Oklahoma City Thunder when we get back. You listen to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
Isham Dental soundbite of the day coming up next segment. Get ready for that one. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for this one.
I'm going into this one completely blind.
It's the best ones when you
Okay.
have no idea what's
Yeah,
coming.
Okay, and now I'm genuinely excited.
It's so good. What else is so good? Oh, by the way, you listen to 2 Men on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Van Nunley, Jake Cassio, Zay Johnson on the ones and twos. Oklahoma City Thunder are just better than the Pacers. They need like Midwest hillbilly magic
And
to make this happen again.
Well, the Thunder have a secret advantage over the Pacers.
Better players.
Better white guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, because the Pacers have TJ McConnell. That's it.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
The Thunder have Chet.
Who played good.
Really good.
Yeah. Chet's back. Watch out.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah.
But the secret weapon, Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso's a dude.
Yeah, because I think he is the oldest player in this finals.
Yeah.
At 31 years old.
If you want me to explain it to you in NFL terms, Zay, he is the scrappy white third wide receiver on the Patriots. Alex Caruso is Wes Welker.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso can do it all with a smile on his face, best teammate ever, plays his heart out every single game, and is always diving for loose balls, reaching in, getting a steal off of a tip. Like, he's that high energy guy.
A perfect glue guy.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's the veteran leadership that everybody needs on that young team, because no one has had playoff success except for Alex Caruso. He won a championship with your Lakers, Zay. But that was the bubble. Yeah. No, we call it the Mickey Mouse Championship.
That's the best one.
It is, honestly.
That's the best. They didn't have to travel. They didn't have to get on airplanes. There was no home court advantage. Everybody came in healthy. That is a legit championship.
No, because what they should have done, instead of having playing them in an auxiliary gym where there's walls right behind the basket, they should have added at least some depth perception issues, because that's what made it so easy in the bubble. That's why TJ Warren was going off for 40 points every game, is because there was a flat wall behind the basket.
I think they should do that every year.
A bubble?
Yeah. Have
like a playoff bubble?
Instead of the stupid President's Cup or whatever it's called.
NBA Cup?
Yeah. Fly Emirates tournament or whatever the hell it is. They should do like mini bubble tournaments.
Well, at least, when the NBA Cup is going on, you can tell that it's the NBA Cup.
Because the courts are so awful.
Because the court is at least designed for that.
Yeah. Those courts for the NBA Cup give me vertigo.
No,
I can't. Well, they make me dizzy. I can't watch them.
At least they're trying to make it feel special, unlike the NBA Finals. Game 1 didn't even have a single Finals logo on the court.
No, that's why.
It had YouTube TV everywhere, and if you looked at the broadcast booth or table, very smallly could you see NBA Finals.
I'm pretty sure people who watch basketball knew it was the finals.
Well, yeah. But
no one's flipping through the channels and be like, "Hey, by God, there's basketball on."
It felt like
I wonder what game this is.
Well, did you see what they did?
There's no giant trophy at midcourt. This must be the regular season. No, everyone knows it's the finals.
But did you see what they tried to do to adjust to everybody hating online about it for game 2? They put a small 480p Larry O'Brien trophy digitally added onto the court, and then they removed it at halftime and changed it with NBA Finals, brought to you by YouTube TV.
Could they not get a fat head?
They couldn't do anything. The ESPN broadcast, they just scrubbed everything about the little digital templates for the court.
Yeah, I hate it behind home plate in baseball, and I hate it along the sidelines in basketball. If you're going to get a corporate sponsorship, get a banner. Spit out a little coin, brother. YouTube TV or whoever is the big sponsor. I don't want to see people run across your logo and their shorts disappear. It looks so dumb when you see it on television, when it glitches like that. Just get a banner.
That's what they did with the NBA Larry O'Brien trophy. Is they forgot to put it on the right layer, and so players would run over it and disappear.
It's not TNT anymore because they
No.
might accidentally put a Stanley Cup up there.
It is technically ABC presented by ESPN. Yeah.
I'm here for it. I don't think, as a sports fan, as a guy who just craves game sevens, like game sevens are the best thing in all of sports, especially baseball,
Oh, yeah.
but also hockey and basketball too. I want the Indiana Pacers to make this a series so bad, but the reasonable, logical part of my brain doesn't think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And then when the Thunder win in Game 5, they're going to bring down a banner that says "Mission Accomplished" over it. They took down Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay. the only state in the union that doesn't celebrate Pride Month. Good job, guys.
Oklahoma doesn't?
I'm just assuming.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think what you saw, I mean, even in Indiana, I just think what you saw in game 2 is what the rest of the series is going to look like. Like Oklahoma City Thunder, their whole bench had positive plus minuses. Like that is deadly when your bench, I mean, except for Siakam, except for Halliburton, obviously, when your bench players are better than every other person on their roster, you're in trouble. Less threes. Yeah. And Jalen Williams, God bless him, is so underrated on that team. Everyone talks about SGA, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
He's the MVP. Chet Holmgren, 7-foot tall white guy. He's worthy of some chit chat. But Jalen Williams just quietly puts in work every game, doesn't do anything stupid, doesn't make mistakes. He was 1 for 5 from 3. That's not ideal, but he just does the things you want a teammate to do. He does it quietly. He's never like, woe is me, I'm not getting enough shots. He takes the smart open shots when he gets them.
And being a young 22-year-old going out there and putting 5, and 19 up is insane.
If barring a miracle, which I am so very much here for, the Indiana Pacers, I don't see them getting much better. Like, this is their moment. Halliburton's great. Siakam's great.
This is Halliburton's the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his playoffs has been about him, right? His clutch moments, his comebacks, the choke.
And to think he was the most overrated player voted by players, benched on Team USA to be in this moment right here, right now.
Forget calling him the moment. Just call him rated. He is not overrated anymore. It has to. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, like you mentioned, they're young.
They're so young.
And they have more first-round draft picks in the next 5 years than any team in the NBA.
Yeah, and they don't need them.
Don't need them. You already got your core. You could parlay those picks for good veterans, or you can pay your good players right now, extend them ahead of time before they all get maxes, and then get cheap young players to stay deep.
Well, did you know there is a tie between these two teams? Did you know this about their success in the last 5 years?
Go on, I'm here for this.
It's all down to one player.
We discussed this on the program.
Oh yeah, Paul George. It's all Paul George.
They're both on the backs of Paul George trades.
Yeah. And that's the only reason why they're here today. If you think about it, Paul George is a bigger momentum mover in the NBA than LeBron James ever was.
Yeah. I mean, playoff P, right?
Yeah.
Just not for his team.
Yeah.
It's for the dust that he left behind.
Just like championship Chuck.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma City Thunder, you're seeing the beginning of a dynasty right now. I don't think it's going to last like 15 years
Yeah,
like
a
Golden
mini
State,
dynasty.
but I think like this is going to be the best team in the NBA for the next 5 years.
I could see it happening.
You know, Chet Holmgren, his body, like as long and skinny as he is just made out of porcelain and silly string. But like when he's healthy, incredible.
And it's going to come down to the health of these guys and honestly just the momentum that SGA has behind him because he's 28 years old.
Yeah.
He's the second oldest guy on that team. And he's like now this is his peak prime.
Yeah, he's entering his prime right now and he's got 5, 6, 7 years of this.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, and you could just keep adding cheap pieces through the draft, or you can parlay those picks and get contributors to the team. Like they are set up for success for a long time. You're witnessing the beginning of a dynasty.
Until we see Cooper Flagg go out there and really show him how it's done.
Oh man, a healthy Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flagg, the greatest player in the history of basketball. That's not Victor Wembanyama. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, Cooper Flagg's not a unicorn.
No. There's only one.
Yeah,
There's only one. There's only one alien.
Did you see what Wemby did in his off season?
I did.
He shaved his head and became a Shaolin monk.
Yeah, he's a Shaolin monk.
Yeah.
If you thought he was dangerous before, if you thought an alien, half unicorn was dangerous, now he's a Shaolin monk too.
It reminds me of a bald Tim Duncan.
It's a good comp.
Yeah,
that's a good comp.
And I could see some good results happening here for San Antonio because they have the Shaolin monks on their side now. They have the Buddha.
We'll unpackage this Wembanyama story a little more later in the program, but when we get back, your Isham Dental soundbite of the day. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by what?
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to 95.9 FM AM 610, The Sports Animal. Van Nunley, Jake Cassio, Zay Johnson in the house. Yeah, he was throwing it up, dude.
Man,
He was crip sitting.
We don't talk about that, man. I'm not supposed to have any West Side associations. I'm an East Coaster.
I mean, there's western parts of East Coast cities, so you could be.
I am from Western New York.
You're Western Buffalo.
Yeah.
You're from South Canada. That's where you're from.
Hey, Southside.
IshamDentalABQ.com. They could do anything for you. Same day dentures, basically every Medicaid, Medicare insurance you could think of. It's so easy. Go to IshamDentalABQ.com, right on the homepage. Enter your name and email, your name and your phone number, and they'll set you up with an appointment. Scott Isham, our dude, friend of the show, best in the business. Hit him up. Without further ado, here it is, Cassio, your Isham Dental soundbite of the day. So Tyrese Halliburton is what you're listening to.
Yeah, I knew it immediately as I heard the voice change. You know that is his voice was that way at the beginning of the interview because of all the dark magic they're doing in the locker room.
he's had this thing for years, talking about Tyrese Halliburton during interviews, especially long form interviews when he's just not like giving like post game clips and stuff.
Yeah,
when he's sitting around talking like a person, his voice changes 5 or 6 times.
It's like Carl
throughout
Anthony
a conversation. Yeah,
but not as bad.
He sounds like a mogwai turning into a gremlin.
Yeah,
he just like changes voices, and it's so harsh. It's like just mid sentence, he just goes from a goblin to a demon. Like
it sounds like the weekend I went through puberty and my voice changed in one weekend.
It only took you one weekend?
It took me one
That's
weekend.
wild.
I literally I went into it was a school trip we were going on, like a weekend getaway thing. And I went in and I sounded like, "Hi guys, my name's Jake. We're having a great time." To how I sound right now, all in the course of one weekend.
Came back sounding like Luther Vandross.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. That's what it reminded me of. So maybe Tyrese is still going through puberty.
He could it's never like he's gonna gain like 2 inches.
Yeah,
this summer.
Well, he's what, only like 22.
He's gonna come back looking like Wemby.
Yeah, sounds like me after a Bills game.
Oh, I've been there. Astros in the playoffs. I get very, very loud. Very loud. I don't think he's conscious of it until somebody points it out. It's just natural to him just to flip voices mid-sentence. It's so weird. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey, don't
he's
zesty king.
Yeah, he's a zesty boy.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things to do when I just am bartending or whatever is just randomly impersonate Carl Anthony Towns. And I'll just go, "Oh my God."
Not in June, Jake. Not in June.
Well, the sad part is we didn't get to see Carl Anthony Towns play in June.
Oh man,
been lights out.
Extra zesty.
Yeah.
This is like Tyrese Halliburton changing voices is like when Steve Urkel turned into Stefan, and then Stefan turned back into Urkel. Like it's.
Did I do that?
Tyrese Halliburton goes from Urkel to Stefan like mid-sentence. It's so crazy. Oh, there it was, your Isham Dental soundbite of the day. IshamDentalABQ.com. They're the best in the business. Hit Scott up. He's a dude. And Tyrese Halliburton, we can't talk about him enough on this program, whether it's his weird voice changes or
how much
how
I hate him,
clutch he is, or how he broke Jake's heart and took the only chance ever for the Knicks to do anything in the playoffs before they completely reshuffle that lineup in the offseason, and hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm excited to watch him lose because you said it with me. The Thunder are going to steamroll for the rest of the series. They got their momentum. They had one game of mistakes, and it's SGA time. MVP SGA. Nothing better than an acronym name.
Yeah, I think they got their sea legs. I think speaking of the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think they got their sea legs. I think they're locked in. They know who they are. They know who the Pacers are. And they're going to be up 10 or 15 every game, even in Indiana. I'm calling it right now. I mean, anybody in the East, the West is locked down.
Yeah.
The West is going to be good. There's already 8 good teams in the West. If Oklahoma City stays healthy next year, they'll be right back here again. But the East is wide open. If I was a free agent, I would not go anywhere in the West. I would form a super team in the East and try to dominate and lose to the Thunder every year. If I was a free agent and I had another homie who was a free agent, I was like, somewhere East, right? And be like, yes.
Why did LeBron opt into that contract and not get a team-friendly deal so he could
Dumb.
actually win a championship?
Dumb.
Phew. Why don't you know what the Lakers should do? They should trade Austin Reeves to the Charlotte Hornets for this center named Mark Williams, and then they'll really have a power 5.
I mean, if he could pass a physical,
I think that's a great plan.
I mean, hey,
I don't know why they haven't thought about this before.
If the Lakers can learn anything from the Oklahoma City Thunder, it's you need some exciting whites on the team.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You do for now until you trade them.
Yeah.
Until you trade them away.
And I don't know if Luka counts because he's European.
Hey, you know what? You know what LeBron should have done, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. Pull Aaron Rodgers, and I'll tell you what I mean when we get back. You listen to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back, Duke City. Friends of the show. Listen to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal, 505-246-0610. Friends of the show are welcome to join the program. I know you don't often, because we're not really collaborative. We're entertainers here.
Yeah.
But when you got a hot take, and I know who always does, friend of the show, Howard, you can join. Feel free to join. Hit us up. There's a place for you on this program. Howard, what's happening, my dude? Mm-hmm. Fred's not here. Mm. Sabonis. Nico. Well, does he work for the Mavericks? I think it seems to me he works for the Lakers.
Oh. I like that idea, Howard. I think that's the best idea we've had in a call-in.
Yeah. Well, no, hold on. Like they prefer peace, Howard, but they're also trained warriors who can turn it on whenever they want. Well, I think he's going to be an incredible NBA player, but Victor Wembanyama is the alien. He's a game changer. Cooper Flag is going to be nothing compared to Wembanyama.
I'll double that bet.
I mean, not now that he's a Monk. You know how flexible they are? That's incredible. He's never going to get hurt now. Yeah. Like blood clot, the medical condition, not the Jamaican cuss word.
He's 20 years old, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they test for drugs now. Yeah. Oh, he's got to be on the court, right? I mean, you said it. Okay, cut that, Zay. Howard, thanks for the call. And I 100% agree. You segued right into it. Aaron Rodgers, even though he's 41, even though he's still middle of the road quarterback, he's not MVP level anymore, took a $13 million contract. He should be getting paid triple for that.
Oh, yeah.
Triple that, he's still under market. Like with escalators and bonuses, whatever, 19 million tops.
Well, maybe after the Achilles heel, it's a little different. And you saw him last year. He couldn't get out of the pocket. He couldn't scramble. All he could do is step up into a throw.
And that's all he needs to do on the Steelers is get the ball to DK Metcalf.
But the best version of Aaron Rodgers is when they're running play action.
Well, and you have a running game. Yeah, I mean, a running game and offensive line is going to help any quarterback.
And the Steelers don't have that. They're going to be running out of rookie.
A couple of them.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Hey, fresh legs.
Not heels.
I'm not very confident 4 years from now.
Bold prediction, Team USA loses 2028.
On the home turf, that would be a tough pill to swallow. Josh Sushan, voice of the Isotopes, joins us when we get back. Talk a little Isotopes baseball. It's a good Monday. Wait, hold on. My bad. I previewed the wrong segment. When we get back, more Cooper Flag and Victor Wembanyama talk. You listen to 2 Minute on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
2 hours in the books, 1 hour to go. Friends of the show, I apologize for the Sushan tease. That is tomorrow.
Yeah, I got really excited to talk to Josh.
Yeah,
'cause
my
I never
bad.
get to talk to
You
him on
never get to talk
Mondays.
to him. That's by design, by the way,
Yeah,
Jake.
I know.
Yeah. So let me tell you, very first segment of this program, I was late because we're talking about did some concrete work today, and my concrete wasn't curing right. It wasn't. I didn't get my butter wasn't rising to the top, so I had to spend a little extra time with it. And I 100% got heat stroke today.
Off air, Van is checking his legs to see how badly sunburned he's going to be.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is with a coat of sunscreen on too. It's not going to be pretty.
It's not good." I even moved my shade tent next to the concrete area, so I wasn't in direct sun. And also I had a coat of sunscreen when I played. Shout out to Puerto, hosted us this morning. Hit a bucket, walked 9, and then went straight to work. So walking and carrying, not a cart, carrying my bag, walking 9, got my steps in, sweating buckets already. Then went and did manual labor in the sun, and then I damaged my brain enough today. And I thought it was Tuesday for 15 minutes.
I think that's just called hanging around me for the last 2 hours.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Down a little bit. Fred's not here, so he can't lift you back up.
I mean, I think millions of years of human evolution helped out with that a little bit. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, you are in a hoodie right now.
Yeah. You're part snake, cold-blooded.
Part Florida man.
Man. Florida man attacks again. I have been so spoiled with the remote start, my little Ford app or whatever it's called, in the winter and summer, just starting that bad boy 5 minutes before I get into it, and it's always the perfect temp. I am so soft now. It took my edge away completely. That. Do you ever have a nice big meal? You're out having food somewhere and you get into a warm vehicle and it's just like a hug from grandma.
We call that the itis.
You got that itis, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's incredible. And I don't have that anymore because I always, because I've become so soft. I'm indoctrinated to warming up and cooling off my car now.
You should ride around without the AC on for a day. Just to remind you.
I physically can't anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I've gotten soft with the cold.
Yeah. I can't handle that kind of cold.
Yeah, I've lost it all. I was literally, I had the AC on at my bartending gig, and I kept saying, "Can we turn the air off? Because it is freezing cold in here."
I mean, Cumulus downtown. We're in the studio today. We're not out amongst the peeps. Give them credit. The AC works.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The environment control here is very top notch. Just like all the cloud seeding going on in the city lately.
Oh, here we go. All right, friends of the show, put your tinfoil hat on. Young Cassio's in the house.
I'm telling you, man. If you guys don't know about cloud seeding, let me inform you. Okay. Apparently, this is some 90-year-old man told me this, and I've been running with it since. So I'm gonna die on this hill as well. Cloud seeding, apparently, they send some kind of crystal up into the sky, and that's why it's been raining so much in Albuquerque lately because of these crystals in the sky. Like, do you remember that one really, really big cloud from like a week ago?
Do I remember a cloud?
No, this cloud infected my For You page on Instagram Reels of people around Albuquerque posting this giant cloud, and it was like the day before it like rained all day, right? And it was this giant cloud that came out of nowhere, and it's because of the crystals, and they're faking the rain, like because New Mexico monsoon season really is like in July, right? And it's coming early this year. Like it looks like it's about to rain right now.
Not supposed to, but it may.
Because of the crystals, the cloud seeding.
Okay, you're not far off. This is a thing that does exist.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between conspiracy and conspiracy theory. You've heard of the HAARP project, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
In Alaska, right?
They do seed the clouds, and they practice with radio waves and other stuff to like manipulate the weather. It's a legitimate science program. But like Dubai, UAE, they do the same thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
To have cloud cover on their little island, their human built islands.
Yeah.
So, because obviously it's just going to evaporate in a day.
Yeah. But so they need the clouds and they need the fake rain to come down. And
Correct.
And they're doing the same thing here.
This is a real thing. It is a real facility in Alaska. Jake, I have to give you credit. You are half right here, and it hurts to admit it.
And you know what? I would rather be half right than fully right.
You are pretty far right, so there is that. Howard brought up a comparison in between, the last two number one picks, Victor Wembanyama, and the next one, Cooper Flagg, and this conversation is just 100%. Availability. Like the best best ability you can have as an athlete is availability.
Absolutely.
And there's not going to be a better basketball player on the planet than Victor Wembanyama when he's on the court. So I mean, there's something to say about not being 7.5 foot tall. There's something to be said about not looking like a string bean wanted to be a real boy in a Disney movie. Like there's Cooper Flagg, even for being young, he's like still, compact-ish.
Yeah, well, he's got a little bit more meat on the bones.
A little more meat on the bones, doesn't have an injury history. So if he does play more minutes, we might look at this comparison like, well, at least he's on the floor.
Well, I heard a little thing that if the Spurs got the number 1 overall pick, they wouldn't take Cooper Flagg because they're so invested into Wemby. And
that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And they would have taken Dylan Harper instead, of who they're going to take anyways at number 2 because they feel like he's a more off the floor. He's not a project. He's like he'll have immediate impact off the floor.
There's absolutely no way that they would skip on Cooper Flagg.
He's going to have to develop a little bit into NBA size player. He was playing in the ACC at Duke. The ACC was one of the weakest conferences last year.
Incredibly hard disagree. Nothing against Dylan Harper. By the way, if you Google Dylan Harper, make sure you put basketball afterwards, or you're going to get wildly different results.
Well, you got to spell it Dylan.
That helps.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. If you know, you know. But yeah, there's no way that they would pass up on Cooper Flagg. I mean, at the very least, they would parlay him for more players or assets. But Cooper Flagg's a generational talent. And
they also said that about Zion. Now look at him.
Again, when he's on the court, Zion's a dude.
When he's not fat.
Even when he's fat, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, Zion might not ever see the court again.
Maybe Zion's just a big Bartolo Colon fan and he wants to emulate his dude.
Hey, Bartolo Colon and Zion Williamson should never be in the same conversation, okay?
Oh, they're going to be at the same donut shop.
You can't mix sheep and goats.
Wait. You can very much mix sheep and goats.
Really?
Like many farms perpetually have sheep and goats.
No, but you can't mix it together.
In like a halal dish?
Sure.
Are you saying
they're not? Thank you, Zay. Yeah. No. Bartolo's the goat.
Zion's a sheep.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God,
That's what happens when you start messing around with Mariah Mills.
I don't understand that reference.
Mariah Mills is the girl that is caught up in all the drama with Zion Williamson.
Oh, that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his decision-making skills are obviously
She's
very
in-
poor.
She's in the same industry as Dylan Harper.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay now.
Not the basketball.
Not the
player.
basketball player. Thank you for clarifying. All right, here's our I9 varsity today.
Okay.
Worst athletes' girlfriends.
Okay.
So, or we could just say athletes' girlfriends. How
Just
about
athletes'
that?
girlfriends,
How
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have to make it all negative on this program.
Yeah.
We don't got to run people through the mud on this program.
I support. Can we do boyfriends too? Because I support women's sports too. How about athletes?
Significant others.
Yeah.
I will settle.
Okay.
I'll
if you
meet
can't
you.
tell with my new shirt on. I
Okay.
support both sides of the sport.
Or what does your shirt say, Jeff?
Everyone watches women's sports with the
Okay.
Nike logo underneath it. So it's official.
Outside of Caitlin Clark games, I don't know if that's accurate. I would like for it to be.
Beach volleyball during the Olympics.
Okay, now we're talking about something different here. There's multiple reasons to watch that,
But
not
it's
just
still a
Pete
sport.
athleticism. Yes, it is still a sport.
Yeah.
So is lingerie football.
Did you see? Speaking of women's sports, there's doing a new women's sports bar, and it's called the Sports Bra, and they're opening up in 4 different cities, and St. Louis is one of them, LA is one of them, and I think they're doing one in like Austin, Texas, and I don't know where the other one is going to be. Indianapolis, actually. So it's going to be a sports bar where they only show women's sports, and it's called the Sports Bra.
Okay, so your girlfriend can finally decide where she wants to go eat.
Yeah, we're
That's
going to the
incredible.
Sports Bra. I'm all for it.
I am 100%. So they only show women's sports at the
Only
women's sports bar.
Yeah.
Are there enough women's sports to,
They're like partner. They're
to
like
open
partners.
the close show women's sports?
I'm looking up who they're sponsored with, or like they're like signed up with like official leagues and stuff.
Oh my God, there's already 3 open?
Yeah.
17 more? The first rollout, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. So there's 6 down and as many as 17 more. That is wild.
Yeah, and there's like a women's football league that they're like partnered up with.
Now, is this going to be like a reverse Hooters thing, like a reverse Twin Peaks thing, where just
like
just-
Chippendales coming and serving
yeah,
them?
just
That
jack dudes in short shorts?
Or I think what they would really want is like just like butch girls.
Yeah, well, I mean,
serving.
you should probably have something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would, if they're really smart about it, they could have a ladies' night and then they could have a Chippendales night.
Okay.
Yeah. Best of both worlds.
I mean, people are just going to show up for Caitlin Clark games. Like that's.
Yeah. Or for Angel Reese, the first basket misses.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
They're going to show up and just have a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. A shot for a shot. The Angel Reese shot. That's a good marketing scheme from. I can't believe I'm giving that out for free.
I mean, that is a great bet. You are with her field goal percentage, which is it still under 30? Like, is it still?
She officially now has more rebounds than points in her WNBA career.
All right, a less exciting Rodman.
Yeah. I think Rodman still ended up having more points than he had rebounds. So you get 2 points for every basket. You get 1 point for rebounds.
This is going to be fun. Could we open like a mini one here, like a tester?
You can franchise them.
Not like a full blown one, just like a little halfer,
Yeah, no,
like a little half capacity.
you can like franchise these. Like I'm already looking into it on their website that you can franchise with them. Let's see. It's taking me to a different website.
Yeah, be very careful when you Google sports bra. Hey, you know, a good point though. Beers probably cost 70% of what they cost in men's sports bars.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 30% more to compensate for it.
Oh God, there's no way. Or like it's the WNBA, but like they're losing money on the restaurant, but Hooters has to pay for it.
You could open up. So the initial franchise fee is $55,000.
Okay, that's too much.
And it says our estimated initial investment ranges from $304,000 to $889,000. So there's a $500,000 gap in between those two numbers, plus the $55,000 initial fee. I think this is a good opportunity for us.
When you say us, you, me, and Zay
Yeah, and my mom.
open a sports bra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we could do like we could partner with DCCW, NWA when they have like their like girls' night, and show that live there.
Could it be like a bar of their own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bra of their own.
Yeah.
I wonder how long this is going to last.
Hopefully forever. Hey, look how long the WNBA has lasted.
So you're saying that they're going to not have to be bought out of being in the negative anymore? Because what I'm thinking with the sports bra here is with their initial years of startup, like Hooters is going to have to foot the bill to keep them open.
I made that joke 5 minutes ago, but
I
still,
didn't even hear that.
good work though. good work. Yeah, good work. I mean, it's not just Caitlin Clark. Like the last year's number one, Paige Buchers, she's legit.
Yeah, she's legit.
She's
too.
legit.
Yeah, and
Wait,
like
obviously I had to Google her stats, but 14.7 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, 6.7 assists, 2 steals. That's like coming into the league legit.
Was that just last year?
No, that's
That's
the
her last 4 years?
6. No, that's the 6 games she played this year.
Oh, in the WNBA.
She got a concussion, so she missed some. But
Oh no.
yeah, but she came into the league hot. She's crushing it already.
Yeah, that is pretty solid. Better than Angel Reese.
That's a low bar to jump over. I-9 Varsity coming up at 6:30. A little more sports adjacent talk when we get back. You listen to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
This must
Friend of the show, you listen to Two Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal. Van Nunley, Jake Cassio, Zay Johnson. Fred's got the day off. I got the day off tomorrow. We're going to form like Voltron on Wednesday, right this ship.
Or
Jake.
Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is there a Pokemon that combines?
Two different types. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it happened in the latest generation of Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that big news in the Pokemon world?
Yeah, it was the fossil Pokemon, and they couldn't find the complete fossils, so they just combined them like Jurassic Park and made monstrosities.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a little Pokemon lore for you there.
56 seconds into game 3, NHL Stanley Cup Finals.
Talking hockey.
Home Panthers are on the board.
1-0 already?
1-0 Panthers.
See, and this Stanley Cup has been exhilarating.
Okay.
Game 2 was amazing. In the first period alone, the score was 3-2. They scored 5 goals in 20 minutes.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for hockey. Well, hockey is an offensive game now. You know, it's a little less defensive than it has been. It's about high-scoring games. So if you really want to capitalize on the Stanley Cup, bet on overtime and bet on the over.
Well, I mean, it's trending that way right now, too. Brad Marchand gets one into the back of the net for the Panthers before this game ever really started.
Yeah, and I mean, this last game went to 2 overtimes. The game before went into 1 overtime. If I'm bold tonight, I'm going to say 3 overtimes.
So you do something every year that I think is very dumb, but is charming.
Yeah.
Okay, so you Canadian team at the beginning of the year.
All 7 of them. At
Okay.
the very beginning of the season, I put $100 on them to win the Stanley Cup Finals. I've been doing this for 3 years now. This is my 4th year doing it, and has not profited well. And
Well, these same 2 teams were in the Stanley Cup final last year with the Panthers prevailing.
And I needed Edmonton to win so bad because their odds were so horrible at the beginning of the season.
Wild.
And they somehow turned it around, firing their coach in November last year, getting an interim head coach into the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, it was incredible to watch, right? And they had the best odds for me to come out a little even. This year, Edmonton had the best odds to win the Stanley Cup Finals, and I wouldn't even make back my initial $700 investment for this season alone.
So you needed one of the Canadian long shots to win.
I needed Winnipeg,
not
or
the
Toronto.
favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
not the favorite, not the overall NHL favorite to win this all.
Connor McDavid, he's still on top of the world.
Connor McDavid is still on top of the world. He's currently has 24 total points for this Stanley Cup Finals. Because if you didn't know this about hockey, Van, you can get points for more than just scoring goals. You can get points for assists, and you can get points for assisting assists. Yeah. So Connor McDavid has been a big assist guy during this. He hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's been assisting on a majority of Edmonton's goals. Another name for you to look out for in this next couple of games with the Stanley Cup, Evander Kane with Edmonton.
I'm familiar.
He's been a little quiet in production, but I think it's going to start ramping up for him.
When it gets a little later in the series, hopefully it's not.
It's going to go to 7.
Hopefully it's not 4-1. Like, if it's back and forth, the last couple, I mean, again, we talked about this earlier in the program. Game 7s, give me all you got.
Yeah.
It's going to be no secret to the friend of the show. I like hockey, but I like hockey live.
Yeah.
I like to be a spectator up against the glass. I don't follow it as much as I should, being the host of a sports talk radio program. But I'm not
from Texas.
I'm not a hater. I'm just not a participator.
And that, you know what, that's okay, because during this time of year, hockey guys will accept you with wide open arms and explain everything to you. And you will understand the rules of hockey for the whole Stanley Cup Finals, and you will forget it come the beginning of next year's season.
We did, obviously we go to the Super Bowl every year for this radio program. And when we were in Vegas, Edmonton and Connor McDavid was also in town, same time as the Super Bowl. I saw more Edmonton Oilers jerseys around Las Vegas than I saw Chiefs jerseys. And I am not exaggerating.
Edmonton is die hard, man. They are insane. And honestly, I think a lot of that glory goes because of Wayne Gretzky, former Edmonton Oiler. Yeah.
Spurn them for the big city.
Yeah. And I think this is the year Canada gets it done. It's been too long of a drought. Canada won the Frozen Four, or the Four Nations. Canada is so back. SGA won the MVP in the NBA. The Canadian Olympic team made a little run, and now it's time for the cup to go back home to Canada's national sport.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to go 7. I guarantee you that.
And you being a Bills fan, if the Edmonton Oilers lose again this year, they're halfway to being the Bills four-peat.
Yeah, halfway there.
When we get back, it's your I-9 varsity, the varsity of athletic significant others. And that can be whatever the hell you want it to be. You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
He's got neck ties. He's got
That's a real cool one.
That's going to be
Yeah.
my realest answer of
For-
this segment.
For you, that's a big one.
Yeah, and I would trust me, as involved in the Buffalo Bills fandom as I am, I knew everything about that wedding.
Now, do you think Josh Allen, which, elite level athletes are already super famous, but he's going to get like a little taste of that Hollywood life, go Hollywood on you?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's humble enough. He's from California, not in exactly Hollywood, but Fireball, California. But I think, he's going to be handling it well. And I'm not going to lie, I did not know who Haley Steinfeld was until we found out that she was dating Josh Allen.
I also had to put it in the Google machine, and let me tell you, good job.
Yeah, true grit.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Van?
Lead off on my I-9 varsity. I'm doing a double athletic couple here.
Whoa.
I'm going Steffi Graf and Andre Agassi. Two of the
Wow.
best tennis players to ever do it. You would think that with those two genetic codes being incredible tennis players, they would have had the new Tiger Woods of tennis.
You would think.
Would be their kid.
Yeah.
But no, neither of their children even played tennis. But just having them two together, just absolute
What could have been.
racket royalty.
Uh-huh. I love that pick.
So number one on my I-9 varsity, Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf. Son Jaden tried to play baseball. Daughter Jazz, fashion and dancing. No tennis.
You know what?
Skips a generation.
They didn't want to have to follow those
Yeah.
footsteps.
It's like a
Maybe that's what Bronny should have done. Gone into fashion.
fashion and dancing.
Yeah, fashion and dancing.
They do a lot of both on the TikToks, I've heard.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zay Johnson, who's in the 2-hole? Oh, okay. You just didn't Google Cougars? Like you just said, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay.
Wow.
Mm.
So his social media PR team followed her back, unlike that one girl from that documentary they did when he was in high school.
I'm curious, Say, what are your age settings on Tinder? Do you just go only 10 to 15 years above? That's it.
It's 65 plus.
Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good.
My two-hitter is going to be Giselle Bündchen, the boyfriend of Joaquin Valente, jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
Very athletic guy,
Mhm.
very prominent in the jiu-jitsu world. And
Gotcha.
they just welcomed their new child in February together.
Their new child, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, not Brady.
Totally not named after Tom Brady.
Oh, and she also happened to date Tom Brady. Married to him, actually. But no, I'm shouting out Joaquin Valente
Okay.
for getting this bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. MMA, elite level athletes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu.
Agree.
The art of misdirection.
This one really hits home. This one meant a lot to me for a short amount of time. Next on my I-9 varsity of athletes, significant others, I'm going to go with Kate Upton and Justin Verlander.
Perfect.
Because Jay Vern, he did some work for my Houston Astros.
Yeah. Tossing the ball
Mm.
to Kate Upton is one of the most legendary moments of his career.
And Kate Upton, my goodness, did that make my day every time the camera panned back on her. Gorgeous.
We need to get Verlander back into tip-top shape. Get Kate Upton back out there.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, they're in San Francisco now.
Yeah.
They have since left Houston, broke my heart. But she brought back the Tequila Sunrise bullpen jacket,
Oh.
which is one of the coolest articles of clothing in the history of sports. You familiar?
I am.
Yeah. So sweet. So sweet. Oh, get out of here. Zay, 3-hole. That is crazy work, and I am here for it. I was never not on the team, Zay. Agree.
Yeah.
Got a baby out of him.
Yeah. A lot, like millions. Well, now she's Muslim though, and she just got divorced from Kevin Gates, and they have to wait 90 days.
So the new show, 90 Day Divorcee.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
Sharia law, 90-day divorce.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to wait 90 days. Yeah.
Oh, like a couple who's been together for 30 years? Cool.
So for my third guy, the significant other I'm picking is Jonathan Owens, boyfriend of Simone Biles.
Former Packer.
Yeah, Simone Biles is known for being a world-renowned Olympic athlete. And Jonathan Owens, who I believe plays for the Chicago Bears currently,
I believe that's correct.
is known for being Simone Biles' boyfriend.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Yeah, he was a he was the backup for when he was on Green Bay. He's a starter for Chicago. So this all checks out.
He's a career backup then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to wrap it up. Usually we do a cleanup hitter, but we're just gonna do 3-hole today. Last on my I-9 varsity of athletes significant others. This is like the first big one.
Okay.
That sent shockwaves through the media. Of course, I'm talking about Joltin' Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Taking the president's side chick
Uh-huh.
and making her your own.
That is dastardly work, Joltin' Joe. And I got a funny story about Joe DiMaggio, and this is all going to make sense, but I can't tell this one on air.
Okay.
We rack up the program and we get back. One more segment to go. You listen to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Rocking the 2 men on 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal. Young Cassio in the house. Zay Johnson on the ones and twos. Van Nunley here with you. I won't be here tomorrow. Got a quick little family excursion. Hang out with the fam. I missed them on Memorial Day
Very
because I was
exciting,
choring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making up for some lost time.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
going to be a great weekend. Or
So,
a great day.
Day.
Weekend,
Literally
great weekend.
going there
Yeah.
and back. A day.
That's
So,
crazy.
I got Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I want to believe. I want to believe in the Halle magic.
In the moment.
I want to believe in the moment. I just can't. Like the guy who's been a sports fan his whole life, who's watched. I'm 43. I probably start remembering basketball when I was in high single digits. Watching basketball my whole life, it's just very apparent that the Pacers are outmatched and just need some historical basketball magic for them to pull it off. And I hope it happens. I hope something fun happens. I hope it goes to game 7.
The NBA knows it can't have the Indiana Pacers be NBA champions. It knows it can't.
Well, I'd hard disagree. Like, it was the least watched game 1 since 1988. That is so bad for them.
Yeah.
The only way that they're going to pull out of this NBA finals ahead, talking about the NBA, I'm talking about numbers, I'm talking about money, is for it to go 7.
Or they just wrap this up as fast as they can and get it over with.
And start
start thinking about next year.
The off-season speculation.
Yeah, start the delusion for all the fans. You know, I'm already there. You know, I watched a little bit of game 2. But I was salty and I turned it off.
I bet you were.
Yeah.
That's hard to watch for you. I get it. I get it. So yeah, that's a good point. Like, maybe the NBA wants to rip off this Band-Aid.
Just get it done with. Because this season has probably been the longest NBA season for Adam Silver ever, other than the Donald Sterling year.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, this was a long season for him. There's a lot of controversy about NBA ratings being down, about, stat padding for stars. They're in a transitional era where they have to just get rid of the old guard and they can't just keep bringing them up into the finals every year. It's the transition of the new guard and the new guys. It's a weird time for Adam Silver. The Luka Doncic trade kind of saved the NBA, and then it kind of ruined it all with the Mavericks getting the number 1 overall pick to everyone being like, oh, it's rigged again. That's why they can have big markets in the finals. That's why they put OKC versus Indiana, why it's all rigged. And they're just trying to get done with the season, OKC in 5.
I don't hate that. I mean, I predicted a gentleman's sweep, like Indiana winning 1 at home, but they stole that first one in pure Tyrese Halliburton, Indiana Pacers 2025 fashion. Incredible game. But they're just so outmatched. So maybe the NBA, maybe you're right. Like, I thought in my head, like, in their heart of hearts, like, we got to get this to game 7. We got to have something memorable happen with the 2025 season besides the Luka trade. Like, there has to be something else that 2025 is remembered for. Could it be the beginning of the Oklahoma City dynasty? Could it be the Pacers went toe to toe with the best team in the NBA and made it go 7? Or is it, let's just hurry up and talk about the offseason trade speculation.
Let's get Cooper Flag in a uniform. That's what they're thinking.
Let's hurry up to get to the preseason so we can see him
They're
play.
Ready for Summer League. I bet you the Summer League is going to be more successful than it's ever been this year.
I'm just excited to hear you and Zay argue all season about which one of your teams is going to get Giannis. Like, that's going to be the whole speculation all offseason.
Giannis will be a New York Knick, and it's going to be amazing.
There you go.
And hi, Mom.
Zay Johnson. I think LA is the best fit, and LeBron can rip up that contract anytime he wants and sign another one. It's not set in stone. Take a pay cut, LeBron. Bring Giannis in. You need one last dance. For all the friends of the show out there, thanks for joining us. Got a great week of programming coming your way. Jake Cassio, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was good to be in the captain's chair today.
Let's do it again. Maybe next Monday. I can dig it. You stay safe out there. We love you, Burke.
GG.
You're listening to the Jim Rome
finally